these people that don't that are not talking in the community, don't go to events, don't have a Facebook group, they're not learning this, and they're just throwing up their Amazon listing, and they're not going to get the same recognition from the algorithm, the same love as if you do a unique listing.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
Hey everybody, this is Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about how to launch and scale your business on Walmart. What are the things you have to consider when launching on Walmart, the marketplace? How does PPC work on the marketplace, and how to optimize your listings? Okay, welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. All right, so as I mentioned today, how to launch and scale your brand on Walmart. Our guest is the founder and CEO of eCommerce. Now, I'm hoping I'm saying it right. He'll correct me if it's wrong. eCommerce. He also started in the corporate world working for Rolls-Royce. That's pretty cool. He then landed multiple products. He also launched multiple products on Amazon, scaling them and eventually selling them. And he took a leap to get into a full-time seller on Amazon, leaving Rolls-Royce. So that's also pretty cool. This is just a pretty cool guy. Anyways, he helps more than 1,000 domestic and international brands with Amazon consultancy service with his company. And we're going to be talking about Walmart today. And I'm talking about a buddy of mine, Vincenzo Toscano, and we'll be getting to him in a second. This episode of Lunch with Norm is sponsored by VAA Philippines. Looking for a high-quality virtual assistant for your business? With the rigorous screening, intensive Amazon and Walmart training, and ongoing professional development, get the peace of mind with skill and motivated virtual assistants for a long-term working relationship. Hire through VAA today, and now let's get back to the show. Vincenzo, where are you, sir?
Here I am, my friend. Good. And you? How's everything going?
Everything's going really well.
Yeah.
The last time I saw you was in Turkey. We were on a panel together.
I know. We had a lot of fun there, right?
We did, yeah. And a lot of good food.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was a good time, and yeah, definitely amazing, community that we met there, partnerships. I bet you feel the same about Turkey. So yeah, very excited to go back, man.
By the way, if you've never been to Turkey, Istanbul, or any part of Turkey, I've traveled there a few times. For people who've never been there, they don't know what they're missing out on. It's actually the people are friendly. The food is probably some of the best food in the world.
Amazing.
Yeah. And just everything about the country, I love. I'd be back there in a heartbeat. But anyways, we're here to talk about you, sir. Yeah. And I've gone ahead and talked about my influencer program. Do you do anything like that?
Yeah, actually, I think we talk about
stop
this.
there. You're my competitor. Can't talk. So what do you do?
Yeah, so I also have this side project called MC Ambassador. I think we spoke about this maybe in Mexico. You remember back in February? And so just a quick summary is basically what we do is we're doing Amazon Lives. We're connecting brands with Amazon Lives through our software. So we design a software, and that's it. Basically, brands that want to go live, they want to stream their products. We connect them with influencers, and that's it. So it's a matching platform pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. We'll have to talk about that after the podcast again.
We need to. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about Walmart. Walmart's the big thing. It's the buzz right now. Going over and over at SellerCon, Walmart was there. BDSS, Walmart was there. They're getting out there. We never saw them before. Now they're starting to sponsor a lot of these different events. So what do you have to say about them? Why the buzz?
I mean, Walmart is being, to be honest, doing an amazing job when it comes to entering the e-commerce space. So you have to think that last year they did close to 45 billion in revenue. This year they're close to hitting 60 billion. We have close to 120 million monthly visits on Walmart.com, and they're growing a faster rate than when Amazon was getting started. So they're definitely doing an amazing job when it comes to opening the e-commerce basically business unit. I think of course it's gonna take time to catch up with Amazon technology in terms of advertisement and the seller dashboard and so on. But so far they've been very diligent in terms of all the steps they're taking, and I like the fact that they're putting a lot of also filters in place to make sure that sellers slowly onboard the platform rather than allowing the gate open to anybody to jump in, because they want to make sure that the brands that are in the platform, they're actually offering the best product and experience possible to their customers. So I think in the long term it's going to be a very interesting landscape for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to see. So they put a push on last year. The platform, I find it fairly user friendly. Um, we've talked about it on the podcast before about the tools that they give, the internal tools that they give to help you
Hmm.
optimize their listings. But now let's talk about, is there a is there a certain seller that should head over to Walmart, or is there a certain amount of
Yeah.
sales you should achieve before you get over there? Who should go over and consider Walmart?
Yeah. So I would say when it comes to especially Amazon stores, that is the biggest crowd watching us right now. When it comes to making the decision to jump into Walmart, I first want to make sure that once you take this decision, you're not diluting your efforts when it comes to Amazon, right? So what I mean by this is don't just see Amazon as a shiny object and drop everything you're doing on Walmart. See it more as a diversification channel, and actually make sure that first of all there is an opportunity for you on the Walmart marketplace. Just to name you a few of the categories that are working very well in the Walmart ecosystem. So, for example, if you're doing pet supplies, if you're doing baby care, personal care, kid toys, home and kitchen, fitness. These are some of the categories that are very hot on Walmart right now. And you can use, for example, tools such as Healing Time to see what is the average revenue this specific similar product and yours are doing. And I will say, don't only have a look at the revenue, because I know we coming from the Amazon space. It's all about being a 7, 8 figure sellers, and then maybe we go to Walmart and we don't see those numbers and we don't feel that attracted from to do the jump. But I would say it's all about the early move advantage. I feel Walmart right now is like 2014-15 in the Amazon space, and some of these categories that maybe are only doing a few thousands. If you position your products on the first page right now and start controlling those placements, which for a lot of the brands we are bringing to Walmart, we're seeing, I think you're setting in a very good position in the future as Walmart start increasing their presence in the commerce space. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see that expand very quickly over the next year. From what I understand from talking to some people at Walmart, they're not giving me details, but they are aggressively getting into this. And
Hmm.
even the groundwork that they've done right now, I know we have a lot of the listeners that I can see, at least in the comment section, have heard me talk about this, but their infrastructure that they have, and the ability for them, or for you as a consumer, to go
Yeah,
and pick it up, or
that's the
have a
thing.
curbside pickup, right? Which
Hmm.
is pretty handy as well, or have them deliver to you within an hour,
Crazy, yeah.
or do WFS. And they've got 5,500 stores out there that are planned to be developed into these mini fulfillment centers, and then
Yeah.
they've got their larger fulfillment centers, and I forget how many they are there, but just imagine 1,500 or 5,500 super centers that are going to be made created as mini
Hmm.
warehouses. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
That's the potential I see. I mean, you need to think that Walmart, I think there is a metric out there, I don't remember exactly, but it's around each American is like 10 miles away from a Walmart in United States right now. So Walmart is pretty much within the reach of all Americans. And this is something that Amazon unfortunately is missing, at least on the retail side. They don't have a physical locations as an organization. And I think if Walmart knows how to integrate that with basically the e-commerce experience, as you say, by doing the pickups, maybe some stores with some of the e-commerce products on stores, like Amazon is doing some pilots as well. I think that's where they can get a huge advantage over their competitor in this case, which is Amazon. Yeah.
Right. So, what about let's talk about PPC. So
Yeah.
it is different than it is different than Amazon.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the different types of PPC that are available on Walmart.
Sure. So yeah, PPC. What I love about PPC in Walmart is so much cheaper compared to Amazon. So whenever we do campaigns on Walmart, sometimes I'm shocked comparing the CPC. Sometimes on a client that maybe is paying $3-4 on Amazon CPC, the same product could end up paying like 50-70 cents, $1, which is less than half, right? So it's definitely a huge opportunity, and it's much simpler than Amazon right now. So you have two main type of advertisement. You have sponsored products and you have sponsored brands. You need to apply to get access to advertisement within Walmart. So once you get approved as a seller, you need to go to Walmart Connect, and you need to apply as a Walmart seller. And once you apply, they give you access to sponsored products, right? And within sponsored products, you get access to automatic targeting, which is typical automatic campaigns you see on Amazon. And then you also get access to manual targeting, which is basically exact phrase abroad. Within this type of campaigns, you have also access to bid multiplier, which is basically you have different placement within Walmart where the product can appear. So you have basically the search grid, you have the buy box, you have the stock up, and you have the homepage, which I can go more in depth about which are these later on. And that's the beauty. Based on the reports, similar of what you do with Amazon, if you basically understand that certain placements are working better than you, better for your product, you can make a bid multiplier on those. And something that I also love about Walmart is that you can do bid multiplier, but also on the actual platform. So that means if you realize that some specific ads perform better on desktop compared to app compared to mobile, you can basically say on mobile, which most of us know that mobile usually end up having bigger conversions and traffic, you can target specific devices, in this case platform, to have a higher bids. So that's on summary sponsored products. Then you have sponsored brands, which also give you similar features than in Amazon. So you have banners, custom with your logo and your branding. For this, you need to be part of the brand program of Walmart, and for this you need to have a trademark and basically become part of the brand partnership program, and you get access to sponsor brands. So these are the two main type of ads at the moment you have on Walmart. Yeah.
So when you're doing a search results page, so if you type in your keyword and you get that search result page, you'll be able to see a variety of different placements for the PPC.
Yeah.
And do you want to go into that between the search results page
Mhm.
and the product listing page?
Sure. Yeah. So basically, the first one that you have is searching grid. So it's basically search results. It just different naming, and basically here is when your ads are gonna appear on the first four slot at the top of the page. So basically this will be like top placement on Amazon. Then every around 10 products within that page, you have other two slots which also appear and are part of the search grid. And then this type of targeting is available within automatic and manual targeting. So that's search grid, right? So it's, as you say, you put a keyword, and those are the type of ads you're going to see at the top, at the middle of the page, and at the bottom of the page. Then you have something called carousels. So carousels see it basically as product targeting kind of campaigns. You're going to see them mainly within the other listings. So when you are within a listing, you're gonna see them in after the images and after the bullet points. And sometimes you also you have one or two presence of these carousel type of ads also on the search results page. So it's gonna be instead one single image like you have with the search grid. It will be a carousel, and then basically it will be something like more items to explore or similar products, things like that. Then the other type of targeting that you have is the buy box. So in the buy box, basically, as we all know, similar to Amazon, buy box is where you click add to cart, right? In Walmart will be the same. And under the buy box, you get access to basically a displacement that you can also advertise under there. So basically, it will be some kind of also pro targeting. So you will target with this kind of buy box targeting under other competitors' listings. And then the final one, it will be the stock up. So the stock up is basically something that once you are within the cart itself, you are ready to check out, right? When you're finalizing the purchase, usually Walmart sometimes is gonna say something like missing anything or something like that, and it's gonna show a page of similar products. Some of them are organic, purely based on the performance that they're having on the platform, but some of them are also ads. So then you can also play with this, because if based on your reporting you realize you are getting a lot of people coming from basically a stock up, it means that you when people compare the initial product they wanted to purchase with yours, you are winning a lot of those conversions, and that then you can do clever advertising strategies to make sure you basically steal traffic from other competitors with this placement. So those are the four main placements when it comes to sponsor product. Yeah.
2 years ago, I started talking about Walmart. Macau, on our other podcast, she's been in it for about 6 years. But 2 years ago, I was mentioning to people, let's get in, jump in. It's just like Amazon. Back in 2013, when I got involved, there was no PPC. And
Yeah.
you just threw something up and you could get ranked really easy, as long as, as long as you knew how.
Yeah.
And so you took a course, you learn how, and then all of a sudden, boom, you were ranking.
That's right.
And that's what I've been saying about Walmart. Like, if you're not on Walmart, they might not give me enough sales. I'm only going to get $10,000 in sales. I sell 100,000. Okay, that's an extra 10,000. It's worth the time, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
You get to learn the system. You're in their system, and it's just like back in the day. Walmart, you don't know where this platform is going to go. All we know is
Yeah.
they're putting a lot of time and energy in. And here's why I'm saying that. 2 years ago, you couldn't really find too much competition. You couldn't find the sponsored ads. Now you're starting to see that they're starting to build it out, just like Amazon. And if you're
Yeah.
taking control, you're taking the market share. So I don't know, what it would take to get people to just get over there and not just copy their Amazon listing. We
Mm-hmm.
say it all the time, don't do it. But when you go to Amazon, these people that don't that are not talking in the community, don't go to events, don't have a Facebook group, they're not learning this, and they're just throwing up their Amazon listing, and they're not going to get the same recognition from the algorithm, the same love, as if you do a unique listing. So
Yes.
I just wanted to shoot that out there because I like hearing myself talk. But
Yeah. And I
anyways,
agree with you. 100% agree with you.
about me
So
hearing myself talk, I know you will.
no, that's it.
So anyways, we are at the bottom of the hour, and I see that we have a couple of new listeners here. And if you are a new listener, see the people that I can't see that are commenting, but if you are a new listener, we have something really cool at the end of every podcast, and that's called the Wheel of Kelsey. And that's where we give away a prize. To enter it, it's just hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, or you tag two people and you get a second entry. Vincenzo, what do we have to give away today?
So today, something that I'm very excited to give away, and the reason why I feel this is gonna add a ton of value from our side is because we've been working with Walmart very closely. So as you can see, we know all the inside out of the platform and the campaigns. We actually official partners with them, and on behalf of that, we want to offer a 1 hour free consultation with our team. So experts that can tell you everything about what is going on in the Walmart ecosystem, how to launch your product, how to open an account, anything that you want to ask. And on top of that, we offer you a 50% off on your first month of working with us when it comes to basically helping you actually to scale your brand on Walmart. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So once again, it's just hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag two people, and you will get a, second entry. So this is awesome. You get to talk to an expert free of charge about your Walmart product. By the way, can people talk to you about Amazon as well?
Yeah, of course. That's my main baby. Yeah.
Okay, so if your main baby is Amazon, then you've got the choice of a free consultation with an expert, a true expert. I know Vincenzo and his company, and they do a great job. But Walmart
Thank you.
or Amazon, and if you like the service, he's also offering 50% off. So that's great. And I think that's it, Kelsey. If you're doing your job, hit the button. This episode of Lunch with Norm is sponsored by SureGo Marketing. Ready to take your brand to the next level on TikTok and Instagram? SureGo Marketing specializes in helping entrepreneurs and coaches build profitable brands on TikTok and Instagram and in less than 90 days. With SureGo Marketing, you can build your brand, create incredible video content, and increase leads without spending a single dime on ad spend. Visit suregomarketing.com today and elevate your brand. Now, let's get back to the show. All right, very good. Let's continue what we were talking about. And we were talking about PPC. And,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, any of the listeners, if you have any questions about Walmart, or if you even have a question that you'd like to ask Vincenzo about Amazon, let's throw it in there. We'll answer them at the end of the podcast. But one of the things that kills me with Walmart is on the product listing page.
Yeah.
And this is where you have to really explain to the seller that
Yeah.
you have to have the optimal image. You have to make
Mhm.
sure that you split that test, because you've got that carousel, the
Yeah.
killer carousel. Very
Yeah.
smart on Walmart's part, but the carousel that's right underneath your
Yeah.
listing, above the fold,
Yeah.
and it's all sponsored ads. And it's
Mhm.
a one-click purchase, by the way, too.
Yes.
So you have a chance of enticing that person, making really engaged content, getting them to press the button. But if you don't, you've got 10 people underneath you
Try to take
that
it.
are looking to get that sale. So it's really important that you do make sure that you have that, at least that primary image, the best it possibly can be. So split test, and more split test. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Yeah. So actually, to add on that, something that is very important with Walmart is something that we call the listing quality score, right? So this is
Yes.
something basically Walmart uses to give a score to your listing. And actually, if you go within your Walmart account, within Grow Opportunities, usually you're gonna see the listing quality score there, and it's super important. What happens with Walmart is that they're heavily focused on conversion, right? And they want to make sure that you basically put in the best face forward when it comes to your product within the platform. And a listing quality score make the process super easy to make sure that you have the best basically version of your product within the platform. It tells you why you're not reaching the 100% score. It tells you if you're lacking things in terms of review, in terms of the copy, in terms of the images, in terms of the attributes. So super important that you make sure you have your score to max when it comes to your listings, because if you don't do that, the issue that you're going to encounter is that you're going to struggle to rank higher within the platform itself. They take the listing quality score very seriously when it comes to ranking, and you want to make sure that you have that as high as possible. Of course, perfect is usually the best way to go. So keep an eye on that, and also make sure that when it comes to the back end of the listing, try to fill as much information as possible, because again, similar than in Amazon, within Walmart, there's a lot of filters that sometimes you may assume that people is not using to find your products. And if you're missing certain attributes or characteristics, that's traffic you're missing. Okay. And on top of that, just to add a final point on this, the nice thing of having a very good listing quality score is that you get access to an extra badge that is very good for conversion, which is basically the pro seller badge, right?
Right.
So the pro seller badge is based on your performance in terms of orders amount, the performance of your listings, and so on. And having that your listing is also an extra authority that's gonna help you to improve your conversions. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so important. And I'm just kind of curious. Listen, anybody who's listening right now, and don't be shy. Let us know if you
Mhm.
have used that tool. It's so important, and you'll notice that if you first launch a product, or when you first launch a product, you're going to have a poor score. It's going to be in
Yeah.
the orange,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's going to be around 30% or less, 31%, maybe
Hmm.
less than that,
That's right.
and it's going to give you all the answers. It's right there.
It's a
You're going to
perfect
need
step.
you're going to need better content.
Mhm.
But what it doesn't do, by the way, so one of the first things it's going to talk about is content and discoverability,
That's right.
and it doesn't tell you how well your content's written. It just
Mm-hmm.
tells you if you've got content.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you work within the guidelines of
Hmm.
Walmart's guidelines, right? They have a style
Yeah.
guide, and you don't put a long title in, you put a short title in, and
That's
where
right.
you put your information is in the description, and you can have, I forget, over 500 words, I believe they
That's
say.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's where you pump the information. It's kind of the direct opposite
Yeah.
of of Amazon. But
Yes.
I'm just curious. So we've got a bunch of people listening. Let us know. Have you used the listing? Uh,
Quality score.
that's it. The listing quality score. And I'm just kind of curious. But that you can explore, and it's so easy to do. But you can
Okay.
just go and explore. And they're looking really for four things.
Yeah.
They're
It's simple.
looking. Yeah, it's content, it's
Hmm.
fulfillment or shipping. Uh,
Reviews.
so you want to have WFS or 2-day delivery. They're talking about reviews, and it's so easy to import reviews. I
Yeah.
don't do it from Amazon, but if I have a Shopify store, you can. But you
That's right.
can do it from Amazon, except
That's
you
right.
can't name the platform. So it
That's right.
can't be in the review itself.
Yeah.
And then it's the overall customer experience. And
Hmm.
you can't really do that until you start selling and you get some experience or customer service.
That's
But
right.
those are the four elements to really bring up that score. But just like a flat file, there's 50, 100 different fields that you can fill in.
Hmm.
Something
Yeah.
like that, right,
Yeah.
Vincenzo?
Yeah, there is a lot of fields that you can do in the back end. That's why I'm saying that take your time, and going back to your point that it's not only about putting something on those fields, because if you just fill them for the sake of filling them, then the issue is that yes, you might trick the system in terms of having those attributes filled, but then in terms of ACO you're not doing a good job, and then you're not going to get the results that you want. So make sure you spend the time to go one tab at a time. I know it takes time to do, but definitely from experience a lot of the competitors are not doing it, and just by doing that, within a few days you're going to see how you're gonna spike much higher when it comes to organic results because of that. Yeah.
So I've already answered part of this. The mistakes. What are some big mistakes that people make? And by the way, the first one that I would
Mhm.
say is not using that tool.
Yeah, yeah. So I would say, yeah, number one, please, everybody here and watching this, use the listings quality score. The second huge mistake I see is when it comes to migrating the listings from Amazon to Walmart. So make sure you don't just assume that you're gonna be using the same copy or the same images. Please remake the research from scratch, because the pattern that specific clients are gonna use to find your product might be different than Amazon, and this means different keywords, different phrases, and so on. So you wanna make sure that your listing is written on a form that's talking Walmart language, right, on Amazon language. Also make sure that the images are also tailored towards Walmart. So make sure you understand what your competition is doing on Walmart. Try to improve upon it, and try to make sure you basically localize the same thing that we do with Amazon when we go to different countries. This is like going to a different country. You want to make sure you localize, and you basically adapt your content towards that. And the mistake that also see, which goes side by side with this one, is that people sometimes, because maybe they want to save on tools, or they just want to do it quicker, they, yes, they write the listing from the scratch, but sometimes what they do is because, again, they don't want to pay the tool, they do on the keyword research maybe on Amazon, or try to replicate the behavior of some of the top keywords from brand analytics and Amazon to bring to Walmart, and that of course doesn't work. I would say that's a huge mistake. And the last thing as well, which I see a lot on Walmart, is the other mistake that when it comes to listing optimization in Walmart, because the search volume on some of the keywords is not as high as you may see on Amazon, on Walmart, right, than going super niche, I will go actually more broad, right? Because you will find that on Walmart, still there are not as many long tail keywords as you may find on Amazon. You know, on Amazon nowadays, because of the saturation, you need to go very granular. But on Walmart, try to actually go for the higher search volume keywords, because now that the platform is growing and growing, you want to get the biggest visibility, right, than going niche because you want to avoid competition. Actually, here you don't want to avoid competition because competition is actually very low, so you can actually compete. So that's another mistake I would say when it comes to copy. Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, Kels, let's get into the questions, please.
Okay, we have a couple questions coming in. Let's see. The first one is from DripFit. I'm close to launching my first product on Amazon. When should I try launching on Walmart? Do I need to wait for Amazon results?
Okay, so when it comes to launching on Amazon, something that is very important to consider is that when you do the application to Walmart, they might want to see some kind of activity already on your brand outside of Walmart itself, right? So if you apply to Walmart and you have no presence in social media, no website, no presence on Amazon, nowhere to be seen, it's gonna be more, yeah, the probability of not being accepted is gonna be very high. So I would say try to first build a strong foundation on Amazon or your social media and your website if possible, and then use that to apply to Walmart. And on top of that, realistically, if you don't have the budget to go full power on two marketplaces, I wouldn't dilute my efforts. I would first focus on one. Once that is very, moving by itself, I will then go to Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right on. They are looking for experienced sellers. So, yeah, that get your Amazon up running, or Amazon and your website, because you could still have a one-page, really well done website consistent with your brand. And when they do go out and take a look at you, you'll be at least brand consistent, and they are all about brands. So just want to make sure that even in your social media, if you start to do it, go out and get a spec sheet done for your graphics, so your whoever's doing your social media is using the same colors, using the proper logo, and just making sure that it's all consistent. They're looking for experienced sellers, and once you start selling and you get a few sales under your belt, that would probably be the better way to apply. If you get rejected, so you apply and you get rejected, don't worry. It's not like Amazon. You could just reapply.
You can appeal it.
Yeah, just reapply later. So I had one other thing, one other point.
Yeah,
that's a mistake that sellers are not using, and that is Walmart's incredible help section. It is a much better, much more diverse, it's got everything that you need to know. And it's just at help.walmart.com, and you can get to it just by, if you're in the seller center, go up, it'll say help, and click on that, and then you can go and go whatever you want to do. And YouTube channel is very well done as well.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to also add another mistake I have seen people doing, and this is when people come from Amazon to Walmart. Please make sure that when you're coming from Amazon to Walmart, if you're Amazon GTN, you have Amazon GTN exemption in Amazon, you're coming to Walmart, Walmart require you, it's a must to have a GTIN code, a barcode on your product. So that's another mistake I see, because if your packaging doesn't have a GTIN code because on Amazon you don't require it, that's another mistake that can add roadblocks when applying to Walmart. So make sure you take that in consideration within your inventory batch. And also leverage WFS. That's another thing I see people don't do it. They just see Amazon as a side hustle. They don't do it properly. They don't send inventory to Walmart. And if you don't get the WFS badge, which is also important for conversions.
Yeah. And you don't have to apply anymore. I think it's automatically enabled if you once
That's
you
right.
open up the account.
That's right.
All right, next question.
All right, next one is from Rad. We recently joined Walmart. How do you accelerate the sales? Is it through PPC or social media, or is there something else?
So I would say for sure through PPC. I mean, you need to definitely leverage PPC here, because the cost per click is very low in most categories, and you need to understand that with PPC within Walmart, the intention to purchase from people looking for those specific keywords is much higher than trying to do something with social media, when it's more a strategy when you're trying to break a pattern for people to click on the ad and go to Walmart. So definitely put all your efforts in PPC within Walmart, which, as I just explained, there's a ton of placement you can play around. You can even play with placements within different platforms. And if you're very clever and understand how to read the reports, trust me, 80-90% of people in Walmart, they don't have a clue still how to do PPC, and you can take a advantage of that right now.
Yeah, and even on on Amazon, it costs a lot of money. I believe in brand defense.
Yeah.
So you know, just bidding on all the spots
That's
on
right.
your
That's right.
on your product listing page, but it's very inexpensive to do that on Walmart. So you can continue to do that if you have that strategy. You can do that on Walmart fairly inexpensively. But I'd like to add to this and just say that go and check out that listing quality score. Make sure that the 4 things that we just talked about, which was content discoverability, the reviews, the fulfillment, and the customer experience, those 4 things all have 5 stars. And you know, as you go along, it'll rate you for that, and that'll also improve your score. And this takes a bit of work, Rad, because to get your pro seller badge, people see that as your prime badge. And they will trust you a lot more, but you do need to have a certain amount of sales over a certain amount of time. But when you go into growth, which is where you see your listing quality score, you'll be able to track what you need for your pro seller badge.
Yeah.
But he also preferred. Oh, there was another question in there.
Okay.
Is it? Oh, no. It is this one. Okay, I was looking at a different question that came in. The one of the other things, you can definitely do this with social media, but here's something that a lot of people don't talk about. Walmart and Google love each other.
Yeah.
And if you've got a great quality score and you are you know, a great if you're one of the leaders in your market share in your niche, guess what? Walmart's going to or Google's going to pick them up and show them in their carousel. And something I preach is get Google Business Profile.
Yeah.
So if you get Google Business Profile, you set it up. It takes a bit of time to set it up and set it up correctly, but put your images, okay, write this down. Put your images, add the URL to go to your Amazon store, another image going to your Amazon listing, another image going to your Shopify, another image going to your Walmart listing. And guess what? Google Business Profile is going to pick up those Google or Walmart listings and put them into their carousel, and all of those are going to become shoppable videos in Google Image. So
love it.
It's nobody's doing it.
I know. It's simple. It's so simple, but people, just not doing it. I know.
So those are the things that I think that could drive traffic. And by the way, that Google, the Google Business Profile, we had and I showed this in a presentation that I did, but we showed a guy that had Google Business Profile, but he didn't do it right. And he just kind of threw up something that was really crappy. And then we optimized it, and he ended up getting 26,000 clicks over to his website over the period of a year that he would never have had. Now, those 27,000 clicks are for them being listed number one in Google.
Wow.
For whatever keywords that they were ranking for. So it's not just keywords, it's number one clicks. 26,000 that drove traffic over to your website, and they would never have had them.
Yep. Yeah.
So
I know.
anyways, I get excited.
Me too.
I get excited talking about this.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we only have about like 4 minutes left. So, Norm, would you rather go to the wheel or?
Yeah, let's do that right now. So let's just do a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll head over to the wheel, and then we gotta cut Vincenzo loose.
All right, here we go.
This episode of Lunch with Norm is sponsored by Rebate. Attention sellers and brand owners, want to reach more shoppers and boost sales? Rebate's platform connects sellers with shoppers seeking great deals on new products. They make it easy to offer promotions, handle rebates, and ensure seamless redemptions. With countless reviews from satisfied customers, Rebate is the go-to solution to increase your sales. Visit rebate.com today and start reaching more shoppers. Now let's get back to the show. Just going to answer Faith's question here very quickly. Google does not need a physical location. In fact, with the new applications, they actually say, are you a brand or are you a online seller?
Yeah.
And you click that and no problem. There are some questions, and one will trip up every brand. It says, do you sell in one location, or do you not leave the office? It's one of the questions there. If you click that, you'll be automatically declined.
Yeah.
But you go to trade shows, you go in your car and you go somewhere with your brand to display your brand. And if you do not click that button, because business, it's going to say that for some reason it will decline. But if you click any of the other buttons, any of the other questions, then no problem. But 100%, I've been doing this with brands that are all over the world, and it's no problem to promote a brand. And if that is an issue, go to brands.google.com, and which I think is now just all part of Google Business Profile. But any new applications, you should see 3 slots: selling online, physical location, or service.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, now let's go to the wheel because we have a minute.
Yes, here we go.
It's time for the Wheel of Elsie.
All right.
Is up. Spin it. If you are the winner, please email me, kate@lunchwithnorm.com, and we'll connect you. It looks like it is
Drip Fit.
Yeah.
Chuck.
Chuck.
Oh, my God.
Close.
Yeah.
All right. So, Chuck, please email me, kate@lunchwithnorm.com. Sorry, Drip Fit.
That was close.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Okay, so Vincenzo, contact information, and then we'll see you later. Want more great information? Don't forget to subscribe by clicking here. Also, if you want to check out our latest podcasts, click over here.
Lunch with